Welcome in, Star Wars Unlimited fans. We are here live with episode 3, the best plot ever. I am your host, Jeff Creasy of the Botha Network. I am here with an amazing panel of judges, including Chris Lewis. How you doing, Cluis?
I'm great today. This is episode 3. I'm excited. Starting to get past that hump of episodes, right?
Exactly. We're basically at our century mark, 100. They're going to send us a plaque soon. It'll be great. Also here with Narchi. How you doing, Narchi?
Good, man. Thanks for having me. Excited to be on for Revenge of the Sith. Is that the third one? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And our last but not least judge, Tyler York. How you doing, Tyler?
Good. This is actually one of the Star Wars episodes, right? I actually don't know the names of the real ones, but
yes,
I think
episode 3,
right?
I believe, was Revenge of the Sith.
Yes, yes, it was.
The good one. And now our participants. We have returning host Ian Lego Pizza Klein. How you doing, Ian?
What up? Always a pleasure. Excited to cook something up in the pizza oven, baby.
And then just to bring it up, Ian, top 8's incalculable. Second place at Galactics, consistently moving Bothans to Alabama, very well known for that.
Yep.
245 leaderboard points, a lot of points up on there. And then our second participant today, George the Hulk Hudson. How you doing, George?
Let's go. Let's smash together some cards and make some awesome decks.
Yes,
Who knows?
I put in here one of my favorite quotes from George when I was doing this, asking how many PQ wins, and he goes, "You only need one."
One shot, one kill.
And then I am super thrilled to have our special guest here, Ophir, aka Woo from KTOD. How you doing today, Woo?
I'm good. Thanks for the invite. Looking forward to messing around with some cards that no one wants to put in their decks.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. And for the card, I assume that Woo just top 8s everything he goes to, so just all of them. I started writing out his accomplishments that we're gonna need a bigger card. So yeah, congrats on all your success, Woo. Super excited to have you on the show.
Thank you.
And now let's get into it. So we are here with episode 3, the best plot ever. So what this show is the rules of the kitchen here is the contestants are going to receive 5 cards to use as their secret ingredients. They then have 25 minutes to build a cohesive deck, and then they defend their deck to the judges, and the judges determine a winner. Fairly straightforward, fairly simple. And remember to not yell into a colander. You might strain your voice.
I don't know why I laughed at that.
The factors that the judges judge on are a variety of incredibly objective things like deck cohesion, spiciness, use of secret ingredients. Note that that's not just the number of ingredients, but how well they're used, if they fit the theme, etc. And most importantly, vibes. And then we're excited to have, in addition to my cat staring into the camera, we have a new rule of the kitchen today. So we're going to have 2 Star Wars related trivia questions. The goal of this rule is to kind of promote deck diversity. So the contestants have not seen these questions beforehand. They're not the most difficult questions. The goal is that they know them, they shout out the answer. Whoever answers first gets to choose a leader the other players can't use. They can use that leader, but they don't have to. But no one else can. So, and the same contestant can't win both trivia questions. So the second one is going to be kind of a 1v1. And then we're going to ask the questions very shortly, and then we'll get the leader choices after the ingredients have been revealed. That makes sense? You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
For trivia question number 1. So the question is going to pop up on the screen. I'm going to read it, and you can shout it out as soon as you know the answer. Okay?
I can interrupt you?
Yes. You can interrupt me, and you can just say the thing, and we'll try to see who asks first. Ready for question 1?
Hold on. If I answer incorrectly, can I still guess correctly before someone else?
Yes.
The judges are shaking their
no.
heads.
Well, we don't
No way.
we don't have buzzers as the thing, so we can't really easily go one by one.
I think
Yeah,
because
if he
Ian's
guesses wrong,
asking, you
he's
should
out.
just say he's not allowed to have me the question.
If you guess wrong, you're done.
Just like we were talking about the anti-Ian bias from certain judges before we started filming, coming into play here. All right, trivia question number 1 is: The Millennium Falcon completed the Kessel Run in under
12.
how many parsecs? Ian got the correct answer. Under 12 parsecs, according to Han Solo in the movie. So,
Think I'm not
Ian-
gonna get a Han answer correctly immediately? Come on.
all right, so Ian will bank this. After we reveal the ingredients, you will have first choice of a leader that only you are able to use.
Sweet.
And
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
just between George and Wu here. Trivia question number 2. What is Kylo Ren's real name?
Ben Solo.
Oh, Wu coming in hot. Okay. So now
Nice.
Ophir has the second choice of leader that no one else can use, and that includes Ian. So he obviously can't choose the same leader that Ian chooses, but Ian can't pivot to whatever leader Wu chooses. All right. That was exciting. Now, and so secret ingredient. So little used or historically bad cards sharing a theme. And I will say that sometimes our theme is gameplay related. Sometimes our theme is a little bit more actual lore related, and this is one of those latter times where the theme is a little bit more lore based. And so we look
This
at
is
the
gonna be
first card
terrible.
here. When has become now. Play
Oh
a
my
card
God.
with plot from your resources, paying its cost, and then put the top card in your deck as a resource. So basically, this lets you play a plot card without deploying. Second card. Director Krennic. 2/2 shielded, and the first unit you play that has a when defeated costs 1 less.
Is it just cards that have Krennic in the picture?
No, because we're about to shift to the next part of the plot. Death Star plans.
Okay.
So +0/+0, but the attached unit lets you play your first unit for free, and if your opponent attacks that unit, they get the Death Star plan.
Okay.
Into Trench Run.
So everything has to do with the Death Star.
Yes.
Nice.
So the theme here is Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope.
Okay.
Which makes our last secret
Great
ingredient
episode
here-
3 theme.
We're always early here. 1 in a million. So this is the plot card that cannot be played from your hand. And you can destroy a unit if it has remaining HP and power equal to the number of ready resources you can. Also referring to the 1 in a million shot at the end of the trench run that blew up the Death Star. Spoilers, if you haven't seen the movie, I apologize. Should be back in theaters soon. So these are your secret ingredients. Before we start the timer, though, the contestants have had a few seconds to marinate. So, Ian, what leader with these cards would you like to prevent your opponents from being able to use?
I'll do the set 6 Chancellor Palpatine.
Okay. Ian has new Palpatine.
Mm.
Wu, on to you. What leader would you like to prevent everyone else from using?
That's tough, but I'll go with Gar Saxon.
Okay. We have our ingredients. Have our timer starting.
Wait, does George get one?
No.
No, because he didn't get
No,
he just
he
cannot
gets
use
nothing.
Gar or Palp. So we have our
Sorry,
25 minutes on
George.
the timer. Have our timer starting now. Contestants get to Bruin. I'm going to mute and deafen you in VDO so that you cannot hear us. And then the judges will talk amongst ourselves for a few minutes as we decide what we think the players are going to do. So guys, what do you think about this? About the theme and about where they can go, and about this Palpatine and Gar Saxon call?
So, I mean, I think Pulp was the obvious one if you're going to try to do it with the, hence the name of the episode. But I want to see how creative you can get. I think Wu is going with Gar. I think Krennic's a great start there. And then I want to see if he can tie in. I really want to see how everyone can tie in 1 in a million and how they can plan on setting that up, because I think that'll be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Honestly, when I saw the original list, when you said Krennic, I thought you were going to use the green Krennic, the new
I thought
green
about it,
Krennic.
because
I was like,
with
okay, that's a good color variety.
the theme we
And
we
then
wanted
it's
to use
like,
a Krennic for that, and I thought about using the green one, but I thought the blue one gave a little bit. There's a little bit more synergy with the Death Star plans because you can get extra cost reduction on win defeateds. So you could
yeah.
play your first win defeated for 3 less potentially, or you could plot something with a win defeated and take away the costs of that. So that was kind of my thought there, but I did think about using the.
I thought you were going to say
And
'cause
I
the
am
picture matched
interested
the
to
theme
see if
better.
people are going to go on, Tyler.
I thought you were going to say because the picture matched the theme better.
Maybe.
And you can play off aspect a little bit easier with Krennic and Death Star plans. So we'll see how creative they can get with that.
See why we can't see.
George had to reshare his screen, Jeff.
These are the things that happen when you do things like.
Hey, SNL
I
did
also
great.
hope. I hope that when these all 3 players put Death Star plans in their deck, they have a reason for it, and not just throwing it in because it's
Yeah,
neutral.
like how do you protect it?
Or like,
I
what are
am-
you trying to play off of it? Like, what's your
Yeah,
plan?
exactly. How do you
Not just
protect
like
it?
throwing it in
What does your
there.
curve look like? Things like
Yeah.
that.
What are you trying to do with this thing?
Yeah, this is
So,
the
like,
first time we've had a new.
ways
Sorry, go ahead, Close.
ways they could start like looking at building this
Mhm.
is interesting. Of like, do you try to do like play all the cards, play like a Chancellor Palpatine style deck, and
Yeah.
like just have a flip Palpatine, or do you try to lean into the theme? Maybe you pick a leader that fits the theme better too, right?
Yeah, like a
Like,
Luke
do you try
pilot leader
Luke?
or something
Yeah.
involved in A New Hope.
I do think that if you could run like a Palpatine, the first Palpatine leader, and like sacrifice Krennic after he fails, that'd be pretty hot.
Yeah, true. Doing that. Luke pilot also goes well with the run. Not George's normal style of deck, but I mean at Beatle he played mono yellow Kazuda, so we can he knows his way around those style of decks. Not what he.
I do think we should give bonus points if people run cards like Red 5 or anything else that's like on theme for blowing up the Death Star.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Because there are a couple of there's the sub theme of actual plot, right? Because we have a couple of plot cards in here. We saw Ian jump on that with a Chancellor pick, but there's also the main plot of the actual movie. Interested to see how they go into that. Who are you guys thinking we should do a deep dive and a look into?
I would almost say Ian, just because he really,
Yeah,
you
he's got
know,
a lot of cards.
he answered the question first. He chose the new Palpatine. Like, it seems like that's the route he's going right now with new Palpatine. So,
And find out why.
And Ian, welcome back into the conversation.
Hello.
Congrats on the trivia question answer, 1 for 1.
Thank you.
How you feeling about this plot Chancellor deck?
This is a lot of cards right now. So when has become now? I've looked at this card a bunch, and the thing that I like about it is that it's a trick, which means that it works well with Jabba units to make it cost 0, so that you basically plot a card for free. So going with that strategy, I wanted to play a bunch of tricks, which makes you want to play McClunky, which makes you want to play Underworld units. So I have like an early game Underworld package. Fully armed and operational is actually like a really, really good card. If you have like a Jabba out to make it cost 0, it's also really good with Chancellor's flip turn. Just getting an ambush card out of your hand for free. Just doing a bunch of action cheating on the Chancellor flip turn. I think I can use Director Krennic pretty well because there's some good when defeateds, like Greedo, which is another Underworld card. So you can go like Krennic Greedo on turn 1, set up a McClunky for the following turn. I'm not confident on doing the Bamboozle Anakin stuff, but I can do that. Now there are 2 of them is in the deck currently. Not sure if I'm going to keep it. But because I have fully armed and operational. I was thinking maybe Darth Vader unit as a good ambush target. So right now I'm just kind of putting a bunch of cards in and probably gonna change a lot of this right now, but that's kind of where my head's at.
What do you think?
I'm actually interested though. You seem to really just snap that Palpatine right out from anyone else using it. It was just mostly because of the plot, or was that just your initial?
Yeah,
Like, hey, I'm gonna take the ground running with it.
I think this card is like really close to playable, and I think if you make it cost 0, it actually becomes like a decent card advantage card. And like Palpatine wants to play plot cards because you want to activate his ability to basically draw a card, right? So kind of going into that theme of like, oh, I want to draw cards with Chancellor Palpatine to set up plot, and like 1 in a million is another plot card that was an ingredient. On the Chancellor flip turn, when you play 1 in a million, you don't have to pay anything, even though it's at an aspect, and you'll have 7 open, so it can kill a 7/7. So it can kill like a Kelleran Beck. I think it's actually like pretty versatile here, which then helps with Anakin as well. So probably don't actually need as many bamboozles because I have 1 in a million, but I don't know yet. I have to figure out numbers on stuff still.
Archie, what do you think?
So 1 in a million is great, but what are you going to do if their units have like a 4/6 or something like that? Do you have a plan to get them to an even ratio?
I mean, just using my units or using McClunky. There isn't really a good way in blue yellow to kind of do that. I think it's just like if they have something that has the same power and toughness, I'm going to try to set up the 1 in a million play. But it also just helps with numbers to draw for Palpatine so that you're not drawing like nothing.
And then what other when defeated are you looking at?
I haven't gotten to that point yet, but I'm gonna look for more for sure. I'm thinking maybe Legacy Run because I'm playing sneak attacks,
And that might help with
my space matchup.
and the 1 in a million setup.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Tyler, questions?
Yeah. I like that you're doing when it's become now with the trick theme because it fits the card because it doesn't do what it says it does, which is like a trick in its own. So really good synergy there.
Very
True.
tricky.
Yeah, very very tricky indeed. No, yeah, I like the theme. I like the direction you went in. I did think from the start that people were going to put one. I thought you were going to go 1 million again, and I'm glad that you're not just trying to free roll Death Star plans for no reason.
Oh yeah, I don't think that makes sense in this deck. All my units, I'm trying to bounce my units with McClunky.
I know, but we talked about people playing it just because it's a neutral card for no reason.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I think I have 3 ingredients, and I think I'm using them right now. Krennic isn't being used crazily amount, but like I'm gonna put some more when defeateds in.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like it. Good stuff. We'll let you get back to
Cool.
chatting with us here. Good luck with your last 15 minutes here.
Thank you.
All right. So we talked to Ian. Do we want to go to George or Ophir next? What do you guys think?
Let's see how Wu's doing. Also, I like how it'll be interesting to see what side of this theme that each player is playing. Like, so clearly Ian's on, the villain side. Let's see if it'd be also interesting at a later point to see if we have the villain versus the hero, and if someone dives into like the trench run and the blowing up the Death Star.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Wu, welcome back into the fold. How you feeling? Your deck's coming along?
It's going all right. I moved pretty quickly off of the Gar Saxon.
Mm-hmm.
Been working on a Bale Blue.
Nice.
And yeah, I'm liking it. I mean, we know there's like some really good cards in these colors, but there's already some stuff that I've like 1 in a million, for instance. Like this, of all the leaders, this is the only one I ever thought that might have a shot to actually play that card like in a real game. Moment, and you get to do it multiple times. So like maybe it's not good on turn 3 when you're flipping, but it might be good on like turn 7 when you flip again. So you get that option there. I also think like Death Star plans, while kind of a risky play. Does have like a bunch of upside, especially if you're going to play a bunch of high health units early, and like these colors do let you do that. You get to play a bunch of 2/4s. I mean, I'm thinking about putting Gunji in there. I can even put like 1-drops that have high health to enable that. And I think its main benefit would be to like, oh, my opponent's like Han 4 and they like go in space, and now I can like put this on a ground unit, and if they don't immediately deal with it, I will like outpace them. So more of like a spike potential card. And look, those are the main two things I'm trying to build around here, because Krennic makes no sense in this deck, and neither does Trench Run. Yeah. As far as like splashing the other one, I think there's like some merit. If this is like a grindy deck, if you're going to go to like resource turn 12, it's not bad to have like one copy of this card that just lets you like play something without needing to flip your leader, or you can like use your leader ability first and still plot something out that turn. It's not fantastic, but like as like a really late game engine kind of card, I think maybe it has room there. But still looking at all the other options, might look at another leader too. See what I can mess with.
Lewis, any thoughts on this?
No, it looks pretty solid so far. I like the, getting the multiple options to get 1 in a million in a game. Being able to flip your leader constantly will change it from like maybe 3 in a million.
Yeah, it's and also I'm hoping that like Death Star plans might actually incentivize some more like them attacking interior units, which might then like create more situations where 1 in a million can actually pop off. Because when it does, it's obviously very strong. It can like one-shot 4/4s for 1 resource. It can do a lot.
Leaders as well, right?
Yeah, like so. There's if you're forcing people to interact with you. I mean, should I put Porg in this deck so I can do Death Star plans on turn 1? That's the.
Everybody likes the Porg.
I love the idea of Death Star plans in here and melding those two. I feel like with Baal, you often want them to kill your Baal. So if putting Death Star plans on Baal, it incentivizes them to attack it, then you can replot it and do all the broken things you want to do.
Yeah.
Sorry, just looking at the looking through the list, and Baal was obviously instrumental in orchestrating the stealing the Death Star plan. So like that, I got that crew. So Galen's in there helping out. Yeah, I like the direction.
Tyler, any questions?
Trying to save the world here.
Yeah, I totally knew all those theme things as well. Totally. Yeah, I'm looking at the Baal security complex, and I'm wondering how this is actually the second Baal blue deck I've seen this week. I don't know how this happened, but
only meta.
Yeah, I guess. I know. I've seen. Yeah. Well, let's see.
Yeah, why security complex? I guess. Sorry to.
Yeah,
well,
that's a good.
Death Star plans. So like
there you go. Wait, actually, that doesn't work, right?
Well, they still take it, but if they're forced to bash into your shield, like you just take it, you can just take it back, right? Like it's to like make it a little more awkward to.
Yeah, I mean, I also see a few sentinels. You basically shield to protect your sentinels.
Lots of sentinels here.
I like it. I think it works. All right, well, you got 10 minutes left. We're gonna let you get back to your brew. Go back around with timer. Luck with the rest of your build.
Thank you.
All right. So what do you guys think? I think Woo's got a pretty solid. I feel like that's the best use of both Death Star plan and 1 again that I've seen. What do you guys think?
I don't think what it's become now actually makes sense in Baal, just because its ability lets you just pick up cards whatever you want.
I agree. He did say just as a one-up
little bit of a
if you don't
stretch.
feel like deploying your leader. So I feel like it's not that big of a punt to have in there. Yeah.
It does let you play 1 in a million from row, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you could do that to play 1 in a million if you don't want to discard. I think
That's true.
It's got some merit as a one. I definitely don't hate it.
It seems like the deck's trying to be grindy, right? And his thought process of like, oh, you're going to get to this late game situation, so let's try this one off.
About to say,
I
let's
think
see what George. Let me first fix the link that. And ta-da! All right, now let's see what George is. His deck.
Light mode.
But all right, we're gonna bring in George. George, how you feeling?
Feeling good. Doing a little resistance synergy Rose Tico deck. Let me get the picture up.
how you make
Yeah, so rocking the Trent Run 1 in a million with the flip turn. We've got a lot of pilots, a lot of fighters to go along with that game plan. Rose helps keep the fighters healthy for when they make that trench run to destroy the Death Star. As any good resistance operative, we got the Death Star plans. We're gonna ideally put that on a spaceship, which is a little bit harder to kill in certain matchups, and throw it behind our Sentinels like Concord Interceptors, as well as Poe Dameron. And if somehow they get their hands on the Death Star plans, those dirty Imperials, we got Babu Frisk, we got this Living Fang Fighter as ways to make sure they don't abuse them. So that's the idea. Also looking to use BB-8, that's our resistance synergy piece. Things like readying Rose Tico, readying Kazuda for a nice bit of damage, maybe even Poe or the Trade Patrol. So lots of potential burst damage coming out of that pilot. And yeah, that's where my head's at the moment. How much time do we have, by the way? I didn't set my
7
timer.
minutes.
7 minutes. Okay. No, we're not doing another deck. I was like, this is a tricky one. With
Yeah, for sure.
Trying to go hero.
Cluis, what are your thoughts?
I'm kind of torn. I really like everything that this deck is doing and like the thought process behind the synergy is. But I feel like all the cards in it are trying to go after Star Killer base and not the Death Star.
True.
Tyler did not understand that reference. But I think that this is like an alternate universe, right? Of like, oh, they would have gone after the Death Star.
No, I like everything. Like everything about it almost feels very thematic, even if they're not going after the Death Star in the actual canon. But everything about it feels very thematic, and just the way the cards play off of each other, being able to destroy Death Star plans when they're taken from you, seems pretty solid.
Yeah, Archie, thoughts, questions?
Yeah, I love the inclusion of Red 5, even though we're going cross eras, so that points for that.
Thank you.
George, I'm a little disappointed. There's a card that you love in Kazuda that's on theme, and you're not playing it. And that's Pilot R2D2, the harbinger of the Death Star plans.
He didn't make the cut. I was also on like Millennium Falcon as well, but the 3-cost slot with ships is like super bloated.
No, I'm dead, but this is all thematic, not
yeah.
Well, the only question I have,
I'll fit one in there.
that I can't see is the ship after Kazuda. What is that?
That is the cars. It's a Rose synergy piece. So basically, it's a 6/7 for 5. So huge stats, but for every damage it has on it, it loses an attack.
Gotcha.
So
Also
the idea is
good
if
in
they ever
Kazuda
deal
leader.
damage, yeah, you can also silence it. So like the idea being like if they ever deal damage to it, Rose can kill it. So
Thank you for adding R2. Red 5 will be happy.
yeah. For sure. The Red 5 is largely there because I don't have a lot of like pingers except for Jedi Starfighter. You can obviously do the line like Jedi Starfighter and like Red 5. So like but I don't have a lot of pingers, so I was like, but I can't not have Red 5. I literally have Trade Front. Like, come on.
I need to make a Jack Porkins card because that would definitely be in here.
Yeah, but I got the big Starklighter with the dilapidated ski speeder, so you can do the crazy grid stuff, but
Love it.
while also having a 1-cost pilot that works on all the other things. Rose Tico deals damage. Paige Tico has obvious synergy with Rose. Deals damage to my ships, and then she heals them back. We got Galen Urso in the sideboard. He was a slam dunk. Gotta have him in on destroying the. He's a plot card, and you gotta have him for destroying the star. So, speaking of which, it's a fun little synergy.
Having him in the sideboard is also very thematic. There, but he's like kind of.
It's kind of funny with Paige. It's not good enough, but it's kind of cool.
Tyler, any thoughts, questions?
I appreciate the theming of going into light mode because your two compatriots chose villain leaders.
Yeah,
so, really good.
Yeah.
Really good. I know you did that just for this. So good theming on that.
Thank you. Oh, she can destroy Death Star plans too. Let's go.
There we go.
All right, we gotta squeeze them in.
All right, so we got 3 minutes left now.
Yeah, finish up that sideboard.
Yeah.
We're gonna let you get back to finish off your deck, and then we'll be back in a few minutes to wrap everything up. All right, guys. So I feel like this is a really good, solid round of decks. I was very surprised. I thought that with this theme, these decks were gonna just be very, very bad, but I feel like the defenses have been very reasonable for using some of these pretty bad cards. What do you guys think?
I'm very torn. Sure. I'm very torn on all of them, just because Ian has a very good plot theme going on and very synergistic. Ophir has the bail strategy, and then you have George, who has kind of more of the on point theme of the cards versus theme of the deck in a way.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's 2 George decks and a non-George deck, but George has the non-George deck.
George has the non-George deck, yeah. True.
I'm torn, guys. I love all of this. I think Wu and Ian's deck are actually solid.
Yeah, I would totally take either of those to a local and just explain where I got it from when I got there.
Yeah, and then I think George's deck is reasonable, a little bit more scattered, but I like the crossover theme, including those, and he's the only one trying to blow up the Death Star. Well, I guess Wu's trying to blow up the Death Star, but George has more spaceships, so.
I know there's some Rose Tico fans as well. So
is Phil
Wu is about having the Death Star plans.
Right? Yeah, so it's Wu. Wu is on the way to give George the Death Star plans.
Yeah. George is trying to destroy the Death Star, and Ian's to protect the Death Star plans.
He went to fully armed and operational is the Death Star 2, but he's Revenge of the Death Star.
Yeah. I mean, George is technically going after Starkiller base, but
yeah, same tomato.
Yeah, obviously.
All right, we've only got 38 seconds left here. I'm going to take this time to tell everyone here to make sure to like this video, comment if you're in the chat, write a YouTube comment if you're watching this after the fact, and please subscribe to For the Network. Really helps the algorithm and lets us know that you like the kind of content that we're putting out. This is a ton of fun for us to do. We want to make sure that you guys are enjoying it as well. And now that I have appeased our algorithm overlords, we are just about at that time. It's exciting. Gonna see how this goes here as we come in on our last few seconds here of the timer. Time is up.
Let's go.
Mice and keyboards down. All right, so let's start with Ian.
What's going on?
Yeah, so take us through the final iteration of your deck here.
Yeah, so this is my deck. It's called When Has Episode 3 Become Episode 4?
Nice.
And it's
timeline
utilizing...
It's a Marvel timeline. It's a crossover.
Oh, okay. Well, the Time Authority is going to come knocking at your door. So this is a deck that is using Chancellor Palpatine to find plot cards to then use When Has Become Now when you have a Jabba unit out to make the plot card cost 0. Specifically, fully armed and operational is the one that I think is the best here. Giving cards that don't have ambush, that can be really impactful, like Legacy Run, Darth Vader, and Darth Nihilus. Basically just trying to find those certain plot cards, like fully armed and operational, but you can also find other ones like Garandan, playing Beguile, which is a trick for Jabba, but also lets you see your opponent's hand to have synergy with Garandan. Cad Bane, just a great unit, combos well with things like McClunky. Lurking Snub Fighter in case you like need to exhaust something on your flip because you're about to die from something. And then 1 in a Million, which is another plot card that is part of the secret ingredient list that synergizes well with cards like Anakin because it's a heroic card in a villain deck, but also because even though it's out of aspect, when you flip Chancellor Palpatine, it'll cost 0, so you'll have 7 resources open, so you can kill a 7/7. You can also play other plot cards first to tap more resources so that you can kill a 4/4 or a 5/5 or whichever. I'm not actually playing a lot of plot cards. There's a lot of like different cards that like Jabba requires a lot of tricks. Director Krennic requires when defeated cards. McClunky requires underworld cards. So there's a lot of like, I need a high density of certain cards. And even though Chancellor Palpatine wants you to play a bunch of plot cards, I think it's okay to not play like a crazy amount and just make sure that you can still find the one you need it, right? You just need to find a fully armed on time so that you can get a Darth Vader ambush on 6 resources or Darth Nihilus ambush on 7 resources without, having to pay the extra resource. And, you have a bunch of like good tempo cards to kind of get you there, like Aura Sing's an overstatted 2-drop. P38 can help you in space. I actually think the Chancellor's Shuttle here is pretty nice. It's a when defeated for Krennic, but it also can give an XP to any unit. It doesn't have to go on itself. So you can like make a Krennic a 3/3 shielded. You can make an Aura Sing a 2/5 that has raid 2. You can actually, it actually kind of ended up being a better card because I think that card's pretty overlooked. I don't think anyone actually plays it in Chancellor. But when you're playing cards like Krennic, I think it kind of goes up in value. It's just like a 1-cost, 1/3 restore one that can also give an XP to something else.
Lewis, questions?
Thanks for that dissertation on your deck.
Was I not?
I do like. I do like the overall concept of it. There is like a slight clash with everything that you're trying to do a little bit, but
it was hard to get it down to 50 cards. That's why there's a lot of 2-ofs and 1-ofs.
Yeah, but I do like the whole Jabba with the plot card and like everything just seems to synergize well. Like this looks like a deck that you could actually bring to a local to, not feel like it'd go like 0-2, but have a fighting chance against just regular local decks.
Personally, I kind of like the multiple themes going together because I think it's really easy to say I'm building a Chancellor deck, I'm going to throw a plot card in it. But I feel like there's a lot of thought put in. Oh, well, here's a plot card, that's a trick. Here's other tricks that work well with these plot cards. Like I personally kind of think that's like a strength deck and really.
Thank you, Jeff. You see the vision.
Archie, any questions, comments?
I think the theme's good. You are the villain here. You are trying to blow them up. You got the Revenge of the Death Star with fully armed and operational. So thematically, I like it. Little concerned that there's no hot shot blasters in here, but that's okay.
What am I cutting, bro?
I know I was at that point. You can't have all the synergies and all the best cards. So I'm glad that you prioritize synergy and still made it something that you legitimately could take to a local. And I hope you do, because I think that'd be a really fun. Maybe do a little vlog on that.
We'll have a follow-up post-mortem of. I said when we were cut that I could see myself taking this. I have a post-mortem video on some of these decks. Sometimes.
It's just in Galactic Finalists, 0-2 drops as locals.
Nah, Grinden's gonna carry you.
He'll be the
I'm gonna soul read
after
some people
season.
for sure.
Tyler,
It'll be the
thoughts?
episodes before season 1 and the end of season 1 and season 2 where we just played decks that were in cardboard ships at locals.
I like that. I like that idea.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I actually really like this deck. There's one thing I want to ask though. I'm pretty sure this. So you can't actually, when it's become now, like on 6R with the Jabba for Vader, right?
No, you can. So if you have Jabba out and they attacked you as their first action, or as their last action, you can play when has become now for 0, play fully armed for 0, and then get Vader out.
But doesn't the replacement come in tapped or exhausted?
It doesn't matter with ambush.
No, he's saying
you
a
need-
replacement.
You click to play Vader.
Yeah.
Okay,
so even though they both cost 0, okay. I'm nitpicking here, but like that, I do think that that's still cool that they both cost 0.
You could also play it
go
from your
0-0.
hand. And, like,
Yeah,
just
you could just play.
No, but like this lets you have like you can resource it and still like you're very consistent in getting the ambush out. I actually do like this deck a lot.
Thank you.
Wow.
So yeah, great job, Ian. And then George.
Yeah, so this is with the hero direction to go destroy the Death Star. So we're rocking some pilots and fighters to synergize with Trench Run, some pilots to make them nice and healthy, and Rose Tico to keep them in tip-top shape. So we've got things like Page Tico deals damage and gives experience, so you can get a nice, healthy ship. We got Death Star plans in there protected by the Concordana interceptors.
Also, can you zoom
got,
a bit on that for?
Yeah. Let me.
You hit Control and then plus. Yeah, there you go.
Well, it's Control plus. Yeah. 1 second. Can I just?
I have ruined everything. I just wanted to.
Yeah. No, you're good. I don't actually have. I mean, I could do. 1 second. Maybe this is a better idea. Maybe if I do. No, worse idea. Never mind. All right. I tried. All right.
Right. That's all good. Carry on.
Yeah. We've got lots of ships, some Rose synergy with things like the Red Squadron A-Wing, X-Wing, and Page Tico. We've got Resistance synergy, things like BB-8 and throwing a little R2-D2 in there to add more pilots and some more heroes of the, destroying the Death Star. So BB-8 can ready both Rose Tico, Kazuda, Poe, even the frigate, which is a 6/7 and for 5. So we had a little bit of bigs in there. I like to use a 1-cost pilot that's aggressively statted. Good for things like Conquer Dawn. But also our friendly little ski speeder here can give that grit for some big punches. Also, you can heal the speeder as it comes under fire. Mm-hmm. And for our sideboard, we've got the what we need to destroy the Death Star, the hero Galen or so. Little You're My Only Hope, You're All Clear kit for our space theme, and first in case they really start trying to take the Death Star plans. So
I like it. Cluis, thoughts, questions?
No, I like the overall theme of it just being like the ships and fighting against the Death Star. And if they take your Death Star plans, you have ways to disrupt it. You do have like just the trench run and the 1 in a million to kind of bring it together a little bit. Yeah, I think it's pretty solid overall.
Archie, thoughts, questions?
I feel like I'm always moving the goalposts on you, George, but love the inclusion of R2 and Red 5. As you're talking about Biggs, I'm like, well, Red 3 is also available, and that's Big's ship that he used during the trench run, but it's notably absent here. No,
yeah,
I'm just,
the 3-cost slot was so hard. So much.
How many 3 drops are you gonna ask George to add in?
all of them.
All right,
But no, I
switching to
just think
Han.
the Falcon, yeah, we needed all of it. I guess it wasn't Home One, would have been Redemption. I don't even know if there was any capital ships in the first one, but no, I think it's on theme. It makes sense, and it looks really fun too. So kudos.
Yeah. Tyler, thoughts, questions?
One of my favorite things to do and to look at when I see random deck lists on Discord and stuff is see when there's like, especially if there's a 2 of and a 2 of, and seeing like, oh, this person must think these cards are like very equal. So just seeing the Dakar Cargo Frigate as a 2 of next to the Poe, really just these are the things I love to look at when I look at like random
They
deck
both
lists.
attack for 6.
Is the
theory.
2 and the 2. I really like get to I get to look into someone's soul and really understand what they're all about when I see these deck lists. It just speaks to me.
So the thing with Poe is, it's too slow. No, I was
It's
kidding.
not a vehicle.
He doesn't fly.
Yeah, he
Exactly.
doesn't fly. Yeah, because he's a giant target on its head when
Poe
everything
cannot
else is
pilot
in the
anything,
sky.
yeah.
Also,
Mhm.
the 2 red 5 and the 3 of the whatever ship that shoots itself when it enters.
But
So
you
they're-
heal with.
I know.
Rose. You
I
draw
get. Yeah,
cards,
Rose.
You draw your pilots. It's simple. Easy.
Yeah, I know. How can I not see?
All right. Thank you very much, George. On to Woo. Talk us through this a little bit, and can you also try to zoom in just a little bit on the image?
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, talk us
All
through
right.
what you got here.
So yeah, I moved off of the leader that I picked very quickly and went on to Bale. I told you, but Bale was instrumental in securing the Death Star plans. He sent Leia, who he trusted with his life, to go get them. So we're building around him, and I think, at least for me, the first thing, 1 in a million, was like the card I wanted to most build around. I see everyone kind of put it in their deck, but Bale to me is the best leader in the real game too at enabling this card, because you get opportunities to use it outside of just like once in the game. So it might not be good at all points, but Bale can flip on like turn 11 and kill an Avenger with this if you've like managed your resource well there. So this is more of like a grindy. We're gonna like try to grind out these villains, get these plans home safely, and take it from there. It's not a huge plot deck. There's a few, like we got Galen here. He was also very important in this thematic world. We have 1 copy of Unveiled Might, just in case we like are in a situation where maybe we can become a beatdown deck. But outside of that, we're actually planning on using Bale's front ability more as a draw engine, where you have a lot of the traditional hero green blue grind and stall with like the best sentinels in the game, powerful removal, and like a top end that at this point can't really be competed with in most other decks, right? We have Luke, Home One, Bo. Death Star plans here, I think we have more opportunities to kind of like keep it going. We have a lot of sentinels, and we just have a lot of units. We get a low deployed leader. So yeah, if your opponent wants to like start brawling with you instead of attacking your base, and you can just try to take it back, you have a lot of units. Like you have like 2 4s that you can play on turn 1. The sentinels, you have high health units kind of all through the curve. I put Rex here primarily because as a 6 resource play, if like the pattern is turn 1 person, turn 2 Death Star plans plus a 3 drop, then turn 4 can become a 6 resource play. So I wanted at least 1 6 resource unit to try to like get a spike play off of the plans there.
You got to get your high roll potential.
Yeah, and he's a pretty decent card as a standalone too. So I put 1 when has become now, not so much as a meme here, but like again, the plan here is to go very late into a game, and we want to use Bales to draw, not so much to flip and plot often. So this lets us, play that Galen or play that 1 in a million, and sometimes this can actually be upside with 1 in a million because they have a 7/7, but not a 9/9, and like. On our 10 resource play, we can, or I guess 11 resource play, we can now like kill a Kelleran back because without flipping Bale, we can just use it. Trigger 1 in a million. It's eating up some of our extra resources. Not like the best thing, but as a one of, I think you can have it for like some spiky potential with 1 in a million.
So I'm hearing this is a better Ray data.
Well, it will certainly end the game quicker or lose quicker.
Clueless, thoughts, questions?
One of those things for sure.
I mean,
No going
right
away.
now I'm concerned with the fact that you built this. I'm gonna have to run into this at a PQ once people see the split. So, no, it's pretty solid. Thematically, it works with just the general, gist of stealing the Death Star plans. Maybe you could have leaned into it a little more with, adding some of the other characters, but then you'd have to go in and do a different color route. So, but I think overall it feels like a deck I'd probably run into at a PQ.
Archie, thoughts, questions?
Yeah, I think it's definitely on the power level of deck you could run into at a PQ. To echo Cluis's, and I gave George this same grief that you didn't hear was, where's R2? He's the little droid that could. Yeah, I made George add a pilot R2. Didn't think of it when we were chatting with you, but no, I think you hit on theme, you hit on synergy, and you can defend the choices of when and where you're playing those. So it looks really solid, man.
Yeah, Tyler, thoughts, questions?
I do think that the Bale frontside ability has never really thought of that. People just all think about like flipping as many times as possible with, unique purpose, all that stuff. But I do think his frontside ability is more powerful than people give it credit. Like it's essentially just like drawing a card, but also just it makes all your resource decisions really easy. Or in the early game, you get to sculpt your hand late. Like I do
Spark
think
of
his
Hope becomes
frontside ability.
resupply.
Yeah, Spark
Yeah.
becomes resupply that draws you a card. So
Exactly.
It's pretty good. I didn't put resupply. I did put Spark in.
But his ability is I think people only think of him as a unique purpose deck, and I think that he can be more than that. I think this is leading in that direction, which is nice to say as well.
I think
Broke
the
the
Spark
format
can
on
do a
Spark
lot of.
Social.
I think the Spark can do a lot of cool things. Well, like I think Blue Hero, or Green Hero, they rely a lot on stuff like Blue Leader. So with Bale and Spark of Hope, you can just keep recurring your blue, get these 5 power and get. Yeah, I like that. All right, so what we've got now is these were the secret ingredients, and then these are the decks that we ended up with. So what we're going to do now is each of the judges is going to send me a private message of who they are voting for.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of us. We all chose blue, but we chose a different color with blue.
Yeah, I think that overall we ended up with 3 very different decks, which I'm super happy with, and also 3 very functional decks. So overall, I think this episode has gone incredibly well.
I concur, Jeff. I concur.
Mm-hmm.
Great job, contestants. There are no losers here except for the 2 people I'm about to say. Other than that, though,
There's two losers.
Ophir, did you think about playing Colossus with Bale?
I actually thought about playing Security Complex first to protect
interesting.
some units
Death
with
Star
Death Star.
plans.
I mean, it doesn't
I did
technically
see that you
protect
backed
them,
down
but
on
it makes
that.
it less incentivized to attack there. But then I was like, if someone actually wants to play this and then like loses on turn 4 to a space aggro deck, then I'll feel bad and like
True. All right, so Narchi, let's start with you. Who are you voting for to win this episode?
I did not. Are we DMing it or are we just doing it live?
Just say it.
It's between Wu and Ian, but I think I'm going with Ian because blue yellow, and it's just really the legacy run, Krennic, Garinden, like that just speaks to me. I think I think Wu's probably more powerful. They're both and probably a little bit more on theme. So maybe it's as you said earlier, judge bias, but I love me some legacy run.
And Tyler, who are you voting for?
I also voted for Ian. He
Ooh.
made the When Has Become Now an actual like card that's worth playing in a deck, which I didn't think was possible for tonight.
Yeah, I think that the usage of that with Jabba is interesting, and there's even other plot trick cards. So yeah, I definitely agree. The now is a chance. All right, Clueless, who are you voting for?
I kind of want to change my vote now, but ultimately, honestly,
you can if you want. We only have 3 judges, so it doesn't matter.
it's. I know, but honestly, I'm staring at all these lists, and I really like them all, but I just keep going back and looking at the same list over and over again, like looking at all the little intricacies in it, and it's Ian's list.
Yeah, it's
Thank you.
so this was a 3-0, but I do want to reiterate that all 3 of these decks were really solid. I feel like this is the best set of actual decks that we've had on this show so far over 3 episodes. So yeah, just huge congrats to everyone. But there can only be one actual winner. And today, that winner is Mr. Lego Pizza, Ian Klein. Ian,
Congrats.
how are you feeling after this?
Thank you, my fellow
victory?
contestants.
3.5/4 episodes long, trying to get here. How does it feel to finally reach this Mount Everest, this peak of swoop competitiveness?
You know, people always talk about chasing the podium, but they never talk about what happens when you get there. And I'm a little stunned. I don't know. Never thought it could happen. I thought the judges were against me this whole time. I think that I lucked out with Narchi being able to judge this time. I knew that having a legacy run in my deck would secure his vote. So appreciate that. I can always count on Narchi. The other 2, I'm just stunned that they actually.
I'll take my payment through PayPal.
No, this was super fun. I actually feel like I had a step ahead because me and George actually had a very. I think it was like an entire day when we were like, what if we played Chancellor Palpatine with When Has Become Now and Jabba? So I had an idea of this deck for a while, and it never really came together, but it was a cool opportunity to try to build it again. I don't think when we had talked about it, we had done Director Krennic with when defeated stuff, but I think it makes the early game a lot better, which was what we were struggling with.
Yeah, still works with the sneak attack type stuff too.
Yeah. Even just fully armed and operational, I think is such a really it's such a good card, and it's just really hard to time because you only have an action window to be able to use it. And it costing 1 is kind of a downside for most of the time, but Jabba making it cost 0 sometimes is pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. This deck, I want to be really good. I'm confident it is not, but I really want it to be good.
Tyler.
And you have a leader that gives you all the card advantage you can want, right? So sneak attack, this kind of combo stuff that lets yourself attack early. It's kind of easy to, somewhat easy to. You don't have that much plot cards, but yeah.
Yeah, so that is the end of our episode. Huge shout out to Ian on his win. Huge shout out to Woo for coming on and being a guest participant. Hopefully you had fun, Woo. I know I had a blast doing it. And remember, guys, so we're going to be back in 1 week on Monday. The holidays messed up our schedule a little bit, so we're trying to go for rhythm of every 2 weeks. So we'll be back in 1 week, and then after that, we'll be alternating weeks of every other week, bringing you guys an episode. I am Jeff Creasy from the Bothan Network, here with a gaggle of Bothans and Woo from KTOD. Make sure to sub to Woo on YouTube if you haven't already. I'm sure you already have. Like and subscribe this video on For the Network. And this was episode 3 of Cardboard Chefs. We'll see you guys back in a week with episode 4. Thanks for hanging out, guys.
See you.